All right, hello. Hello. Welcome to this late night stream. Thank you for those who are able to make it. I apologize for not being able to stream earlier in the afternoon. I wanted to, and then some friends decided to go out and invite me out, and I thought, okay, I'll go out with them for like 20 minutes, and that spun into like 4 hours. So we are here now instead. Good evening, Blake. Good to see ya. Oh, let's see. It appears as though... Okay, 3.8 per minute. I was trying to do some math on how many artificial stars I could actually support. And at 3.8 per minute, that's what, one every 16 seconds, something like that? Which means I could technically support 6 at a lifetime of 100 seconds, so I'm gonna leave this at 4 stars in this particular blueprint. I got the new case and screen protector for my new phone. Fun! What kind of phone? Okay. Let's see. I have been getting rid of some of the intermediates that have been clogging up my inventory off screen because that's boring. The other boring thing I have to do is actually turn on all of these chests that get ingredients into the various assemblers. Hello, Jonas. S26 Ultra. Fun. Fun. Let's see. It's for graphene. We don't need that. We need this. Okay, request from... Okay, that should slowly... start getting us assemblers. I love just seeing the bots work. Such a fun part of any factory game, really. Request from... Okay. Output, really? No. Oh dear. That's oversight. Okay, we have strange matter, reinforced thruster, so one of these is processors and one of these is frame material, which I haven't set yet. There we go. I mean, I would hope so, Chloe. Sleep is generally important. Okay. Let's see. Okay, we are making assembler 3s. Great. Making a lot of assembler 3s. Which is fine, that's what we want to see. Okay, we do not have... Some of these things are not actually in the Logi network yet, so this isn't going to make everything just yet. Which is fine, that is to be expected. Quest from... Wait, if that's steel... No, that was stone pile. Okay. Filter specified. Okay, circuits coming in, copper plates coming in. One route out of range. Oh dear.
Mineral depleted.
I hope... I hope that is something that can resolve itself, but I get the feeling that's something I'm going to have to resolve. Request from, request from, request from. Oh, few of these have this. Okay. That's another route out of range. Is that something you can manually add, Chloe? Some photon combiners. That is actually going to me. Okay, pull in steel, pull in crystal silicon. You can, okay. Just from. Great. That's a to me thing. Just from. That's a to me thing. Okay, great. Okay. Gotten everything between the exchanger and the antimatter completely on the other side, so that's half of it done. Okay, you say there's a route available for this constraint sphere. What was complaining about that? Artificial star, I think? You. Yeah, one route out of range. I wish it would show you the range. Okay, can I turn these to... No, it cannot both request from and provide to. Okay, I may have to shuffle some things around then. Request from, request from, request from. Okay. Okay, great. Get iron in, get gears in, get turbines in. And while we're at it, let's see. Middle click to open the settings panel, but what I actually want is to clear this entirely. Right click to do that. Okay. I bought 2 pounds of Greek yogurt. That seems like a lot. Okay. Okay, and here's my constraint sphere. This does not have a filter set. Okay, dump all our old inserters in here into the chain. £2 is about 5 servings. Wow. Okay, collect all. Yep. 2 available routes, 1 route out of range. That's annoying as hell. Hello, fire. It is very filling, that's true, Chloe. Request from, request from, request from, request from. That gets us some smelters. Why is this no? Request frame materials. Alright. That won't get us plain smelters yet because we still have no unipolar magnets, but that is a known difficulty. That's getting in microcrystalline components. Right, here's where I was making engines, and it's going to complain about a route being out of range. And of course it's not going to tell me which one, or where it is, or how close it is. Yeah, the heat wave, it's not here yet. It's supposed to get here on Monday. But yeah, once it does, it's supposed to be pretty brutal. Yeah, Chloe is exactly right. It is going to feel like low hundreds, which is like 40 Celsius. Nothing y'all in Europe haven't been dealing with for the last week or so, but... $98 during the night here, goodness. That's provide to other distributors. Good, that's what we want to see. Request from others. Request from others. Thruster. Interesting. So why is this not going to here? Probably because I'm an idiot of some kind. Yeah, that should provide to other distributors. That should make Logi drones. Yeah, that's what we actually want to see here. That is a request from... That is a request from... Okay. Oh, feels like it's supposed to be hotter than that, Chloe. It's supposed to be low hundreds. Hello, Royal. Just failed a Minmus mission. Oh dear. Is this more Kerbal? Okay. One out of range. Kerbal. Yeah, if it was 98C, I don't think much of anyone would be talking. Okay, we're getting a few antimatter fuel rods on this belt, which is good. Okay, okay, what happens if I just build that? Okay, literally just putting the distributor closer to the center of the circle puts it in range. So we're going to turn this to the output one. Right, that. Okay, there was something else that needed engines that was also not quite in range. Was it you? No, you need processors. You're getting your reinforced thrusters or whatever those are. Okay. What is empty? Quantum chips, strange matter. We know of all this. What needed engines? It's obviously not conveyor belts or sorters. The constraint spheres are still being made. There are recordings of heat bursts that have hit over 140. That sounds life-ruining. Like, quite literally. Okay. You had a route out of range. What happens? Yeah. Literally, if I just put it here, it's now in range. These things are just ever so slightly out. Okay. We'll leave the one going straight into Babs. Let's see, I don't need Icarus there. Okay, I think that was the last of it. Genuine question to all y'all Americans here. Is McDonald's really that super big of a thing over there that people go to there for actual meals? I mean, yes. So, my favorite McDonald's fact, they once wanted to make a blueberry dessert. Like a blueberry, like, I don't know if it was like a parfait or a shake or something like that. And they realized, after doing the math, that they could not actually offer it, because at the expected scale that they were going to have to sell it at, it would have consumed roughly a third of the global blueberry crop. So yeah, McDonald's has scale that many countries don't have. It is absolutely massive. Okay, let me think. Missiles are being made here. Yeah, there are McDonald's everywhere in America. Let's see. I still need more turrets. Which are being made? Where was I making those? I'm being silly. No available items. Okay. Can I make any? No, because I got rid of all my intermediates. The liberal in my body leaves when I have to use a paper straw. Honestly, paper straws are pretty performative environmentalism. Like, it is just not anywhere close to the biggest plastic problem we have.
Flight mode.
And acting like that makes a dent is,
Flight mode.
Why not just drink it without a straw? What is a milkshake again? Right, you're what needed some engines.
Flight mode.
Okay, and the engines themselves were just here. And you're short on magnetic coils. Okay. So, will be made eventually. Anyway, was planning on adding some more missile turrets to this, but that can wait. It has enough for the time being.
Flight mode.
Fun fact about big corporations is that Coca-Cola controls such a large part of the hydration industry that they measure their profit by share of throat. Ugh. That is, neat, I guess, but, like, that's a disgusting way of putting it. Slamming back a 2-liter milkshake. Okay. Here is what we are going to do next. We are going to go to this mall that we set up earlier, and we are going to start tearing this down. Because we have something else making all of these things now. Yes, dismantle. No, I want to actually see what's inside. Cool. Yes, dismantle. Great. Uh-huh.
Flight mode.
Okay. You were actually making intermediates that we still need for the time being. What I was trying to tear down was stuff making end products. Like this. Okay. Good enough for now.
Flight mode.
Yeah, that is what it feels like, Blake. It feels like just a gross term for it, really. Still cannot make any of those because I still have no copper ingots? Copper ingots, or steel. Well, now I have copper ingots.
Flight mode.
Why are my babs picking up random junk? This one? No. Okay. Swipe a bit of steel. Make 2 of those. And we need more copper. Which we just do not have over here, period.
Flight mode.
Fine, I'll go back for it.
Replication complete.
Fun fact, neuroplastic is made of plastic. Not to Not to play into the whole share of throat thing, but I believe I am a fairly significant percentage Coke Zero. Okay. On EMI-resistant computers. That sounds fun. Okay. We are going to limit you to 1. We are going to start limiting all of these to 1, actually. Because we need to start drawing down some of this production. Yeah, see? It just feels off. Fire Wizard. Okay. How do we want to do this visually? I guess 10 away?
Replication complete.
You mean lack item? I have plenty. See? Okay, that works. 10 away from this, 10 away from that. Spread that out by 15, another 10, another 10.
Flight mode.
Okay. That works. That's decent placement. Now there's soda all over my desk. Why is that my fault? Ah. Because I'm the easiest person to blame. Fair.
Flight mode.
I am doing the most talking here, I suppose. Okay. 2 more. There, 1 here-ish. Okay. Send you a t-shirt with "I hacked the government and all I got was this shirt." That's pretty great, honestly. Okay. We have some things.
Flight mode.
We do not have a whole lot of green science. Which is... where was that? There we go. Okay, at some point we should be getting that in. Then again, I have no idea what the green science build is actually doing right now. You are still making some, but it's just wandering off. and building up by the labs. Okay. That's not the most important thing. Okay. The next thing I need to be doing is tearing down more of this mall.
Flight mode.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right, Fire. Ooh, wait.
Flight mode.
Probably the darkest game I've played. Think Cookie Clicker, but guillotines. Okay, I'm sorry that sounds funny. Yeah, I believe that, Fire. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I am going to dump a couple of boxes here. That just have a lot of stuff in them. Sell it, make $5, trust me.
Flight mode.
I have a feeling that may not be the best idea. Okay, do I have room for this? Yes. How about you? Oop. No, but thank you for the warning. No, don't. I want to dump these into Logi storage so they're not taking up inventory space. Like that. There we go. Okay, don't know when that happened. I mean, I know exactly when that happened, but don't know why it happened. Cool, I have a gigawatt, though. Okay, can I... just, like, take a bunch of this. Ah, there is a limit. Interesting. Okay. Let's go dump some of this stuff.
Flight mode.
Hello, Sally. Take a bunch of frame material. Gas the filter, send all that out. Okay, let me... Okay, you still have plenty, actually.
Flight mode.
Okay, there's some stuff here that I no longer want to be hanging on to. Like power poles. Or as many belts as I have. Cool. Let's see. Power poles went where? Also, inserters went here, I guess.
Flight mode.
Labs, boxes. Where did these go? LS's, ILS's. Here we are. Okay. This is the box that is supposed to have Tesla towers. We're still failing because low on mag coils. Okay. Satellite substations are supposed to go here.
Flight mode.
Also, I have... no. PLSs that I don't really need. A whole bunch of stuff that I don't really need. Okay. Let's see. Have some solar panels. Slowly making copper-related things. Great, pulling in stuff for an artificial star, except quantum chips. And titanium alloy. Whatever, that's fine.
Flight mode.
Okay, where were we holding super mag rings? Here. There we go. And I need somewhere to dump oil refineries.
Flight mode.
Because I have absolutely no clue where I put those. It's a particle collider, that's a fractionator. Interesting, these are my quantum chem plants. Belts, sorters, turrets, smelters. Labs, wait. That's a fractionator. Did I pass by it? I might have. Okay, there's oil refinery. Great. That is what we want to see over there. Let's see. Main filter. You take some particle broadband. And some plasma exciters. You presumably take processors. Some steel. Let's see. Nothing actually takes plastic. Purely a science intermediate. What do I do with my chests that I just dumped things into? Presumably this will get bots to take a bunch of foundation away from me. Stick it in a box. Good. Okay, what I actually want, though, is like, let's say 6 stacks worth of it. And then I am going to dump gears into here. Gas filter. Okay. Let's see. We still have a bit of cleanup to do down here. I think everything else is making stuff we want in the mall for now. Mostly. We don't really need drones. Or advanced miners. Or foundation. Okay, there's a few things we can clean up here. That is this way.
Flight mode.
Okay. That, got that. Oop, we are just about out on these iron products here. Sooner or later we are going to have to start How many advanced miners do we have? 2 stacks worth? Okay, turn off green science receipt here. You have plenty. Oh boy. That be a lot of steel. And a lot of foundation. Oh, gosh. Okay. You're going to take as much of that steel as possible and hand move it over to the main mall. Okay, we have a bunch of foundation now. I did turn off more. Yes, okay, I did. Let's see. Nope, not you. You. Okay, we just have a ton of steel. Let's see. I also have a whole bunch of belt mark ones that I just don't need. I was making those, I think, over here. There they are.
A landing relay station detected.
Okay. Gee, yet another one on the lava planet. I can't imagine how that will end up. Okay. Let's see. That's slowly getting turned into iron ingots. Let's see, right. Tear down the foundation one. Tear down the matrix lab one. Yeah. Okay.
Flight mode.
If you grab a stack in your hand and just keep holding it down. That might not be the worst idea. Yes, dismantle. Okay, good. We have enough room for everything. Do we have enough room for the labs? Barely. Do we have enough room for that steel? No. But we can come back for it. Let's see, where was I making labs? Spray coater, there's the labs. Okay. Fantastic. Let's see. You know what else I should be doing? I should be getting all of these titanium ingots out of these babs that I dropped way back when. We can actually use these now. Oop, why is my sister texting me? Okay. Chicago Pride Parade is tomorrow, and I live basically on the route. Not to dox myself too hard, but... I do get people, including my sister, who want to come in sometimes to see the Pride Parade. So that is a thing that apparently will be happening tomorrow. Okay, I was just going to dump a bunch of inserters, sorters, and steel. And titanium ingots, which are all going to be over here. Of course, that's what we have enough of already. Let's see, steel, same. Okay. Kill that filter. Great. Let's see. Oh. There we go. Sorry about the automod. I think that's fine. You know what? If I change this to mag coils, those are going to get removed basically immediately. Let's also take the gears out of here.
Mineral depleted.
Dump that in there. This in here. Yeah, banning the word gay during Pride Month seems not great. Fire. But, you know, I don't make the rules.
Flight mode.
I mean, I kind of make the rules. I picked from a pre-selected list of rules. Okay, that's fine. Oh, let's see. What else? What else? What else? I should be stopping this thing from making Corvettes. And this thing from making antimatter fuel rods. Yeah, that's why I stopped myself, Fire. I kind of do. Okay. Yes, dismantle. take all those. Any fuel rods. Great, we can take all those. Yes, please. Ah! Oh yeah, those stack to 0. Okay. Let's see. I guess I could take the green science and the workers from here. No, I get you, Fire. It is okay. Okay, we'll work with this for
Flight
now.
mode.
Let's see. Have some antimatter. You have some hydrogen. You have some fuel capsules, I guess. Man, didn't I have some constraint spheres on me? I did. Okay.
Flight mode.
Oop. Let's see. Have some processors. Have some particle broadband. You have some titanium alloy. Okay, that's good enough to go get some more stuff. Let's see, I should turn off drone manufacturing. Yeah, I should go get the grading crystal out of there. No one complained about my sleeping habits since the heat. This should... Never mind. That apparently also stacks to nothing. Okay. Where is that bit of litter? Yeah, do not want to waste any space workers.
Flight mode.
Certainly not now. Fun fact, this is a fun fact. Citation needed. Material, you are where we put all of our grading crystals. You are where we put our green science. You are where we put some warpers. You are also where we put some warpers. Okay. You know, fair, Royal. Okay. You can go there.
Flight mode.
Don't know why I have even more of you. Probably picked you up from belts or whatever. Okay. Hello, Wrong. The mall is actually going okay. We seem to have a... minus the stuff that we're just not getting in as supplies yet, everything seems to be in order. All the routes are within distance of each other, however barely. So we are slowly tearing down the old mall, or at least the portions of it that are making end products, since we're making those over here now. For example, we do not need to be making drones or thrusters or the like here. Mag coils are handy. Just need copper and magnets in to be getting those coils. That's a bunch of engines and crap. This is making our actual magnets, or at least some of them. This is making glass-related things, circuit-related things, frame material, particle broadband, quantum chips. Yeah, most of this we still need some production of because we don't have dedicated production blocks for it yet. But we will get there. Oh, let's see. Slowly, what is the holdup here? Oil? Oil. That's okay. Okay, you know what? We're actually gonna leave that going for now. We absolutely do not need to be making all of these bullets. Let's see. Okay, something else we can tear down. We have our own missile production in the mall. Meaning we don't need this. Or this. Or that. Or that copper belt. I told you guys we would eventually clean a bunch of this up. Okay. We are slowly but steadily getting there. I thought I had some labs on me, do I not? Yes, I don't. Aha, here's where we have drones. You are slowly but steadily taking a bunch of drones away from me, which is great. Let's see. How many of these do I actually want? Probably that many. I want lots of bots. And you... should put a bunch of those into my logistics inventory. Don't you worry, Fire. By the time we are done here, we will have built something that actually looks clean. This I promise you. Let's see. Was I getting in coal? Here's where coal was. You had energetic graphite. You know what? I am going to... lay down a bunch of boxes right in the middle of everything that's just for random junk. Like these bullets that I no longer need. Somewhere around here we were making engines. These things stack to 50, which means I should be able to fit 300 of them. Okay. Yes, that is exactly the equivalent fire. You understand perfectly. Okay, tier 1s, tier 2s, tier 3s. Okay, I'm also making thrusters and reinforced thrusters in places. Here's one of them. You are regular thrusters. There you go. And then somewhere else, I'm making reinforced thrusters. Oh, hey, look. Bunch of combustible units I do not need. You're the missile output. Here's the reinforced thrusters. Okay. Great. That doesn't tell me where I'm making engines. Which is the next thing I want out of my friggin' inventory. There they are. Okay. Box. There's a bunch of engines. What are you short on? Mag coils again, still. Jeez. Okay. Along with bullets, I have no real need for turrets. Nor regular mining machines. Nor a bunch of plastic. Mo recoils as the thing needs more coils. Let me pull out my best Mo impression. Wow, 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 wow. That wasn't very good. I apologize. Let's see here. Okay, you have a ton of coal. So why does this have no coal? No. Whoa, okay. Station settings. Let's see, is there any closer patch of coal that we could exploit for this? Probably not. Not really, no. Okay. I'm going to guess that the reason we're not getting coal in here is because we need bots in the ILS. Well, that's the thing, I was wondering if it,
Flight mode.
Okay, you can have a maximum of 100 bots. And yeah, and okay, now you're pulling in coal and copper ingots from somewhere. Whoa, look at all those. Okay. Let us put bots in every ILS. That gets us a bunch of magnets, which I think we only need for one thing, but whatever. Why is this backed up?
Flight mode.
No? There we go. Had a small belt misconnection somewhere. Okay. Some warpers going in there, and there, and there, and there, and back to the beginning. Okay. Good. That is what we actually want to see.
Upgrade complete.
Neat. More space fleets for me. Yeah, so the reason I wasn't doing vessels in these ILSs yet is because I wanted to make sure this was all working before it went and stocked itself with a bunch of stuff from off-planet or out-system. But I think we have enough stuff being made properly here that I can actually do that.
Flight mode.
So let me pick up a few more logistic vessels from wherever I'm making those. Yet again. Silly me. Give me 100 of these. And then just wait. You can take some Corvettes. From the wherever I left them, exactly. Okay. Let's see, mostly what we can get in that way is raw resources. Actually, I should be just turning that arrow on for both of these. Okay. Okay, I actually do need to find wherever I'm making logistics vessels, because apparently we don't have enough yet. And I want to see what we are missing to make them. Okay, there's the drones. That's not what we're missing. Sorters, conveyor belts, energy exchangers, capsules, assemblers, chem plants, destroyers, corvettes. Ah, here's logistic vessels. You are missing processors. There, now you are not missing processors. You're probably also going to complain about a lack of those, so let's just shove that in there. Okay, 10 each, which means this still isn't going to make me as much as I need. So let's yoink some processors from some other places. Ooh, you have too many. Now you are supplying me with more. That is what we like to see. And then you are titanium alloy, which we are now short on.
Flight mode.
I swore we had enough of that. I guess not. Okay, well, yoink. There, now we have titanium alloy. Interesting. Okay. Get to 11. Thank you. Oh, and now we're getting deuterium from somewhere. Probably the gas giant right next door. That'll be nice. Yeah, I guess I wasn't requesting deuterium before, I was just making it. Okay. Three vessels. Hey, you can take some of that while I'm thinking about it. Nope, not there. Here. There we are. So you have some, you were in need of some. Okay, have 11 of those. Great. And now you're off to get grading crystals. Okay. You have what you need. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay. Ha! DSP has bots, drones, and vessels, and they all do something slightly different. It's very confusing. Okay. Let's see. I have added more turrets. Cannot add more artificial stars. I have enabled input chests. Oh yeah, I need to set these to low priority upper air. So that just in case a relay station lands outside of just in case a relay station lands when we can't do anything about it, it can still take care of that and not just drain missiles forever. Okay. Exactly. Give the Dark Fog a very warm welcome. Okay. Is there any other work that needs done to draw down the old mall? What are we making here? Main filters, Casimir crystals, titanium filters, titanium crystals, particle broadband, frame material, quantum chips, particle containers. Don't need those reinforced thrusters anymore.
Flight mode.
More confusing thing would be, in my language, Factorio bots are called drones. Yeah. I don't know how Dyson Sphere manages to translate that, but... Okay. Turn that off. But yeah, this is all translated from Chinese, I think it is. Made by a 5-person Chinese team, so... Okay. Right, you're all making stuff we need. You're all making stuff we need for the time being. Yes? Yes. You're making stuff we need. Okay. Oh, let's see. What else can we do here? Crude oil seep 0.1, crude oil seep 0.1. Crude oil C 0.7508. Okay. Where am I right now?
Flight
Right
mode.
next door. Great. One thing we are going to do is give ourselves a little bit more oil for red science.
Upgrade complete.
Neat. Come on. There we go. Okay.
Flight mode.
That will help that along. Don't need that. Do need this. Right, that was making us basically no plastic. Okay, that will help our refined oil prod and everything that still depends on refined oil for now. So you don't need that. Let's see, what else? Right, I turned you mostly off. Those can just be straight belts. You're not really consuming prisms. This stone mine is basically dead. Which means what? Still have a backlog of prisms. Which means no stone piles or glass getting into this PLS. Which means none at the mall. Okay, where are those prisms being used? Just here for photon combiners and solar sails. I guess we should probably launch those solar sails into the atmosphere. No real reason, right? No real reason why not.
Flight mode.
I swear I was actually making prisms for something. Aren't those part of the chain over here in green science somewhere? I thought they were. Plasma exciters, photon combiners. Photon combiners is all mall stuff. Plasma exciters is, I guess, also all mall stuff, so no, not really. Okay. What we are gonna do then... Honestly, I think you can probably use... So drone is specific in that it's like a flying thing. But beyond that, I'm pretty certain you can use them interchangeably and it's just fine. Okay.
Flight mode.
One of these... I don't remember which one. Okay. Ant workers are also drones, but that's pretty niche. Like when you tell most people the word drone, like they will think of a little flying robot. At least these days. Yeah, it might be. Okay, let's see here. Quadcopter, yeah. Also valid. Okay, really? Yellow science is what's... We are just plain not making enough titanium crystals to keep up. How interesting. Do I have any? I do. Not with the inserters, but we can... More foundation needed. Okay. That'll boost yellow science a little. Let's see. We also don't need any of this. Okay. Cool. What else can I swipe from you? Some random fluids.
Flight mode.
You're not using any refined oil anything. Which means to get rid of this refined oil, I have to walk back over to here. There we go. Some out of my inventory. Okay, there's a bunch of missiles. Ooh, I forgot about all this stuff. Okay. There's nothing in you. Good.
Mineral depleted.
Alright. Let's see here. Nothing is going to happen with that. See, I don't need this.
Flight mode.
Let's see. The exchanger is over here. Tell me that's... Okay, you say slots are full, but what's on the belt here? Okay, did I need to turn that explicitly to charge to get it to actually... Yes, I did. Joy. Okay. We are getting in no reinforced thrusters because... 0 available routes.
Flight
Okay,
mode.
where was I making those? That was no, that's regular thrusters.
Flight mode.
Where were reinforced thrusters? Did I take off all the Logi hats for that? I might have. I totally did. Okay. Gas filter. Provide to other distributors. Okay, and now I need to, I guess, have some Logibots in inventory. Can't select duplicated item. Okay. So if the arrow is pre-configured, you just need to have them in inventory, and then when you open it... Yeah, today Neuro learns an important lesson. It gotta click everything, clearly. Okay.
Flight mode.
That should... now be making us orbital collectors, which they are. Love it.
Flight mode.
Okay. Let's see. Somewhere we are also making... I think you are where we are making missiles. Yes. Okay. Jeez, pile sorters are fast. I don't think verbose is the correct word for this, but that's the only word I can think of that sort of fits. What would be a good word for that? Cumbersome would be a good word for that. Like something that just takes too much effort. Explicit, maybe? Speaking personally, I would go with cumbersome. That would be my word of choice, but that's just me. Okay, where is iron ingots? Thank you. Graphite. One of you has glass. Here you are. One of you has crystal silicon. One of you has magnets. One of you has turbines. Let's see, there's super mag rings. There's circuit boards. There's quantum chips. There's microcrystalline components. I should get some of these reinforced thrusters out of my inventory. Okay. Okay, where was I making the energy exchanger? I want to dump that. That's where I'm using the energy exchanger. Where was I making it? That's the signal tower. That's the array receiver. Well, I lost it. It ran off somewhere. I don't know where. We'll find it later. Okay, for the time being...
A landing relay station detected.
Pluto again. Okay, we need to grab that and that. Oh, and you know what else we need to do? Okay. Some of these ray receivers, not all but some, are doing power generation rather than photon generation. Because I was having some power problems, but I'm not anymore. Because now we're making enough for the artificial suns to take over. So... okay, first off... really? Just do the thing. You make photons. Same to all of you. No. All of you. Thank you. Remember what? That these were set to power generation instead of photon generation? I don't know, things just stick in my head. I don't really have an explanation for it. It is
Flight mode.
a superpower of sorts. see, you are still making me antimatter. You are not putting... Oh, this is... Wait, what's going on here? Ah! You are not really making antimatter because you are clogged on hydrogen. Because I cannot prioritize thermal over something else. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. What kind of belts do I have on me? Okay. This is overkill for belts, but I don't really care. Okay. All the way over here, we are burning a bunch of hydrogen off of our graphene line. So we are going to take the hydrogen output from antimatter and also burn it in this absolutely gigantic array of thermal plants. Is it overkill? Yes. Do I care? Not even remotely. Can I... I swear there's a way to drop onto a belt manually. Oh, well, it would probably help if I was pressing the right button. There we go. And then my sorters went where? Great. Good enough. Oh no, that's not filtered. Hydrogen only, please. And that is correctly filtered to antimatter only. Oh, the hell I don't. Okay. Yeah, they burn them, but I'm pretty sure they do it at a reduced rate fire. Because again, I have no power problems right now owing to the artificial suns that are going. Or at the very least, that one plant was not capable of burning it off fast enough. But I think it may have been that it used to be fast enough, and that has been less so the case since we're starting to get some power from other places. Okay, why is purple science lagging? You should not be lagging. You're lagging because no processors. You have plenty of processors. What's going on here? Nothing. This is fine. I don't understand. You know what? I'm gonna ignore that.
Flight mode.
Oh dear, did we run out? We almost ran out. We have very little copper left. Okay. Oh, let's see, let's see. Let's see, I wanted to keep... See, these stacked at 200, I think? So we should be able to fit at least 12. Okay. And you are not making any more because super mag rings, of course.
Flight mode.
From what I can see on the wiki, they do not suffer any reduction in burn rate when grid consumption is low. When grid consumption is low, they always burn at full power.
Flight mode.
Are you sure? I swear I saw semi-contradictory information somewhere, but that may be faulty memory. It does happen. Why are you red? Active distribution failed, no logistics bot. I don't actually see a problem here. Why do you think there's a problem? I don't suppose wherever I'm making constraint spheres here. No, you have bots. That was fine. I don't see a problem. Written in very unclear language. Yeah, like at the very least, I am pretty sure that burning happens at full efficiency. So like an artificial star can produce 72 megawatts, but if it only needs to produce like 20 megawatts, it will only burn at a rate of 20 megawatts, I believe is how that works.
Flight mode.
And if that's the case and all burners network with each other, then a... Oh wow, we actually have too many matrix labs. That's hilarious. Okay. No, I want to take these and put them in here, not in my main
Upgrade
inventory.
complete.
Neat. Ah, I can only fit 300 there. Cute. Power output will remain constant, but burn time varies. Yeah, so I think what that's saying is that it will always go at full efficiency. I think. We had depots somewhere around here as well. Great. Okay, I definitely don't need storage tanks anymore.
Flight mode.
Let's see, where was I making assembling machines? I can dump a bunch of those. There they are.
Flight mode.
Okay. The energy exchanger went where? There you are. Please tell me you can. You can't. Fine, I'll dump the accumulators I don't need. Let's see. Don't need you. Plastic, I don't need that. Graphene can go into one of these. Which one? This one. Oh, let's see. Conveyor belts went where? It's assembling machines. Here's conveyor belts. Let's see. Somewhere I'm making EM rail ejectors, but instead of okay.
Mineral
Auto orbit
depleted.
mode. No available orbit. Okay. Once it is daytime on this pole again, that should... Yeah, they burn slower when there's less demand. That seems correct, I believe. Oh, I have an excess of microcrystalline components. Good. Dump that there. Don't need you. Don't need you. Let's see. Regular miners, don't need you. Gun turrets, don't need you. Oh, goodness. 24 particle colliders. I can probably get rid of those. Rid of one wind turbine. Particle colliders, particle colliders. Where did you go? Let's see, I don't need signal towers right now. I have 100 Tesla towers already. New receiver, artificial star. Yeah, why are you still complaining? Excess items. No, there aren't excess items. That's so weird. Okay. Mining machine. Here's the particle colliders. Okay. Let's see, that's shield generator. Oh, come on. I know I'm making the... Oh, that's where the energy exchanger is being made. Great. Here's the rail ejector. Oil extractor and water pump. Okay, water pump there. Spray coater I'll keep for now. I just realized I'm not researching anything. Let's get ourselves some more inventory capacity. Last one is white size, so that'll have to wait. Beta gravity count reaches 30. No foundation quantity limit on blueprint. Yeah, this would be pretty nice for making your own particle collider, wouldn't it? Okay, extra warp speed. Ray transmission efficiency. Sure. Oh hey, distribution range. That probably would have been helpful. When all these things were complaining about lack of it. Let's see. Right, I was looking for oil extractors, which I think is you. Oil refinery, your oil extractor. Great. Some of you go back there. Alright. Let's see here. This is working beautifully. We are... How interesting. You're not really storing that much more in the way of green science. You're also not making that much in the way of graviton lenses, probably because that particle collider is just slow. But we definitely want this PLS being able to feed other logistic stations a bunch of green science. Alright, let's see. Wait, no. This key. Thank you. Alright. So, something like this is our foundation for what will become our giant interplanetary empire. Oh yeah, there's a bunch of this I can tear down. I can probably tear down this entire thing, honestly. Because all this refined oil seems to be being... Well, then again, it's not really hurting anything by being up. let's see. Why don't we make our decisions based on what we're lacking here? Let's see. Antimatter is in transit. We have no Casimir crystals anywhere, which we should be making some of. This key, thank you. One of you was making some Casimir crystals, I thought. Yeah. Graphene and hydrogen. Okay, I need to check that out.
Flight mode.
Why is that just not working? Okay, you. Making Casimir crystals, yes? Okay. No titanium crystals. Because no organic crystals. Because this is a PLS and not an ILS, basically. Right. So we don't have Casimir crystals because we are now getting organic crystals from off-planet. Okay, are any of these ILSs? Does not look like it. Nor do I have any ILSs on me. Tell you what. What I can do is just shove a bunch of drones in there, and then they will pick up from wherever. Because I know we have these in another station somewhere. So that should solve that problem. At least to a small degree. Okay, good. I'm seeing this rail ejector toss out the remaining solar sails that we have. Oh neat, they're even stacked. That's cool. Okay. Zero antimatter in transit. Okay, I swore we just fixed that problem. Okay, now critical photons are being very slow to come in. Oh, I guess it's nighttime up on that pole, isn't it? Okay. That's operating in photon mode, photon mode, photon mode, photon mode. Okay. So I think the issue is just this is at the pole right now. And therefore critical photon production is just being slow. But that should wax and wane. Right? It's not this particle collider's fault. That's the important thing. Right. Okay. Why are we short on red? What is going on here? You have plenty of everything? Why is this a problem?
Flight mode.
have no hydrogen despite there being... Oh, because we had a little bit of antimatter clog up that belt back when there was not a filter on it. That would make sense. Okay. You take some of that hydrogen. There we go. That's more what we want to see. Okay, we're still getting some of that hydrogen from oil right now, but that's fine. I don't especially care. Oh, look at those god rays. That's so cool. Okay. 1900. Why is that so fuzzy all of a sudden? It just occurred to me that these may not have spots to attach to. No, they have some. Or they should have some. Did you know that if you are already very susceptible to nosebleeds, this hot weather just makes it go for no reason at any moment at all? I did not know that. That sounds dreadful. Okay, we have some Casimir crystal in a box, and some in transit. That's the important thing. Tell that to my nose. I am very sorry. That sounds horrible. Okay. We are now out of deuterium. Presumably there is no more left at the neighboring hydrogen giant, which is fine. Let's see. Electric motor, electromagnetic turbine, frame material. I know we're making all of these things, just very slowly. Glass we might need more of. Yeah, again, making just slowly, but glass, microcrystalline components. Yeah, anything glass related, basically. Okay. You know, the irony is that the thing we really need to be scaling up right now is green science. Okay, we have some antimatter capsules being made. Not you. You. Okay. $1840. I will feel better about blueprinting this once this is... Oh, pardon. Once this is done shooting its solar sails into the atmosphere and I can tear that part down again. In the meantime... Okay. What have I got on my list? Draw down Old Mole. We've mostly done that. Make pure power blueprint for other pole. I'm going to not do that just yet. Add additional power gen to this blueprint. Turbines, solar, etc. It is about 6:30 here. Temperatures are about to start rising, so I'm gonna hope I can fall asleep before I have to deal with that. Yeah, go get some rest, Fire. Thank you for tuning in. I will be on during afternoon my time tomorrow, I swear. Assuming my sister doesn't want to, like, crash at my place for a while after the parade, which she might. But as soon as I can, I will be on tomorrow. Okay. Tell you what I want to do. I want to look around the cluster here. Will do, Fire. Okay. That is a black hole with some unipolar magnet. This is an O-type star. .4 something luminosity. Neutron star. White dwarf. B-type. I'm just looking around for better places to build a Dyson sphere. Red giant. No. Luminosity 1.4, 1.46. Only thing better than an O-star is a blue giant. Yeah, and I'm not seeing... Well, if there are any blue giants, it doesn't say that it's a blue giant. .062 luminosity, 2.457 luminosity, it would say. Okay. So our best shot so far is Kappa Hydrae, which is 2.457.
Upgrade complete.
Ah! Thank you. +2 logistics list stack multiplier. Okay. Yeah, we may just not have any blue giants in this cluster, which is sort of sad. Okay. What do we have around this extremely bright star here? We have an ice giant, sulfuric acid ocean with, oh my god, look at all that iron and copper. That is so much iron and copper, and titanium. Let's see. It does rotate. Hydrae 3. Stars further from your home system have more resources. I guess that makes sense. 4 is an ordinary gas giant. This satellite... Okay. Well, minus the lack of a tidally locked or horizontal rotation planet, that's a good Dyson Sphere candidate. .783, 1.56, 1.7, 1.6, 1.6, 2. Okay, that's not nothing. That is a nasty-sized dark fog hive. Aha! Lava planet with horizontal rotation. Hello. Next best thing to a tidally locked planet. Reverse rotation gas giant, which is not really what I care about. Satellite. Ton of grading crystal. Even more grading crystal. And a Decimus. Yeah. 154% solar energy ratio and horizontal rotation. That is something kinda special. Hello, Woot Hoop. Okay. Actually... Ah! That's not what I wanted. Okay, where was that? 5.6... 0.78... 7.7... 1.6... Oh no, where did it go? I think it was you. Terabellum. Yeah, that's what we wanted. Okay.
Upgrade complete.
DSP Candidate 1, always show label. Whoa, okay. Okay. 2.062 luminosity, and the closest planet is horizontal rotation. That seems like an excellent candidate for a large Dyson sphere. Let's see, what else do we have? 1.7... Uric acid ocean. Okay. 1.7 luminosity and a satellite with horizontal rotation. Although that might get blocked out by the gas giant occasionally. Luminous, windy. Okay. Possibly another one. Show label. Great. E-type. Delta Capricorni. 1.7 luminosity. What on earth does that mean? Orbital resonance. I have no clue what that refers to. Sulfuric acid ocean. Gas giant. It means it's on the way to being tidally locked, but not there yet. Much longer days and nights. Okay. Well, that's not bad then. That's a decent candidate. Let's see. White dwarf, no. Let's see, 1.4 luminosity. Nothing especially interesting planet-wise. 1.5 luminosity. Another orbital resonance, 1.4. Okay. Maybe. .6. Satellite, nothing great planet-wise. 1.6. There is a tidal locked. %151% solar ratio on a 1.6 star. Not bad. Okay. Oop, no. This is candidate 5. 1.8 luminosity, horizontal rotation. And solar energy ratio of 141. Okay, that's also not bad. .6 lava, Gobi, Terra, okay. Satellite. Good pull. I didn't pin 5. Did I not? Oh, shoot, you're right. don't remember which one it was. There we go. Thank you. Okay, 1.6. Okay, nothing brilliant. 1 point, almost 8. Lava, sulfur, goby, onyx, frost, normal planets. 1.6-ish. No interesting planets. Atria. No interesting planets. Sebelrai. Reverse rotation gas giant, which is not helpful. Okay. I think that's most of what we've got here. Right, 1.6. Yeah. Gas giant with horizontal rotation, but actually, does that imply anything? No, that does not imply anything about the gas giant satellite. Okay. Craterus. Okay. This one has 1.6 luminosity. One planet with reverse rotation. That's not that interesting. The one planet with horizontal rotation has a solar energy ratio of 63%. Okay. I think we have our candidates at this point. Yeah, a 2 luminosity star with the nearest planet at horizontal rotation. Seems like probably the best bet. Let's see. Yeah, decent resources with which to build a sphere. 1.77, 1.713, 1.843, 1.643. Okay, so these all have 1.5 luminosity or above. And I'm concerned about this one being blocked out half the time by the gas giant's orbit. Not Not to mention it's orbiting the gas giant, so if that's horizontal compared to... yeah. Oh, gosh. Okay. We're removing this as a candidate. Let's see. 3 has 1.7 luminosity. A near tidally locked planet. Which is okay. Lava, another near tidally locked planet. Okay, you had... okay. Above average luminosity, but one that is totally tidally locked. Okay. I think I am renaming you Candidate 2. Three and 4 are okay. You have one that's horizontal rotation. With a solar energy ratio of 141. Pretty good luminosity, though, so this is also decent. The pole is not always pointed towards the star. You are correct. Okay, there's definitely some area on this planet that's permaday, but not a lot. That's a good call out. Okay. Yeah, and that's not pointed towards the star either. It is always at the same orientation as it goes around the star, so it only gets sunlight half the year. I mean, that I get. Or rather, okay. Right. It's still better from a, like, okay. Ray receivers are more efficient the longer at a time they get sunlight. So, in theory, a horizontal rotation, even if it's not pointing at the star, should still be better than an ordinary planet, because more of the, like, the polar areas are pointing towards the sun for half a year rather than half a day. Yeah, poles are fairly reliable. Okay. 1.643 with a tidal locked planet on 2. Okay. Here's what we're gonna say. Horizontal rotation. Not the hive. Okay. You were also a horizontal rotation. The poles on a regular planet can always see the star horizontally and very easily with lenses. I was hoping to avoid those. Yeah, I was hoping to avoid needing a whole other production line for that sort of thing, but then again, I believe I read somewhere that that also just makes your ray receivers, like, receive more maximum power or something like that. You really want lenses for receivers? Of course I do. Okay. Ooh, okay. They're only consumed at 0.1 per minute. Okay, fair enough. Okay, this is 2.0. There was one brighter star. What was that? This one. It's a brighter star, but it doesn't have great planets. I know I can just ship them in. What I mean is I was hoping to avoid having to make more gravitational lenses at all. But maybe that's just the wrong mentality. Okay. Which way is up? This way is up. 1.643 with a tidal locked planet. A receiver with a proliferated lens pulls 4 times more energy from the sphere. Okay. Okay. And this also has a pretty good planet for constructing the sphere. Well, it doesn't have a lot of silicon ore, and I think we need glass. That has a ton of silicon ore. Okay, so ship things in between 3 and 2. Yeah, okay. This is the only decent star we have with a tidally locked planet, but I think I like that. Okay. Let's see. These planet type names. Yeah, I am, nothing if not descriptive, I suppose. Have some extra crap on you. There we go. .7, 1.5L. Not the planet, star. Yeah, decent-ish star. And pretty good planets for interfacing with it. That is a nasty big hive, though. Okay. What are we down to here? 1,200. And we are not attaching anywhere. I really don't want to draw down more resources by firing more rockets. Not around this, anyway. Okay.
Upgrade complete.
Ah. Thank you. Okay, we have our proliferators. We have plenty of science being made. For the most part. Let's see. What else? What else? What's my power right now? Fine. 250 megawatts. I guess even if these sales are temporary, that's still fine. I don't really want to build out more,
Flight mode.
I don't really want to build out more sphere capacity right now. Okay, we still have some on the belt, which is nice. Whoa, that is a big inventory. My goodness. And then just a ton of ray transmission efficiency. Okay. We're making plastic right now. That's graphene and carbon nanotubes. That's plastic. Just graphene and refined oil. Okay, so if I am... Yeah, this does not have as much as I'd like in the way of crude oil production. What are we actually using that plastic for? Purple science is where we're getting in particle broadband. And we don't need any of that for green, that's just quantum chips. Oh, and there's more solar sails in there. Jeez, okay. Okay, tell you guys what. First thing I want to do when I get back tomorrow is tear this silo down and everything supporting it. This Dyson sphere is as big as it's gonna get, and that's okay. Is it? Okay, let me think. I don't like how big of a resource hog this is, but I also need some reliable antimatter production. And we're not going to have that in another system until I go colonize that other system. And getting power in the meantime is going to be tricky. What I'd like to do is just stock up a ton of antimatter fuel rods from, thank you, from this system. And then use that to get me through until... Well, we're also going to be kicking off a ton of dark fog, and that means a ton of geothermal. Okay, tell you what. I don't have the brain power to deal with this right now because it is midnight and I am tired. So I am going to hang it up here for the evening. I will be back on tomorrow, probably afternoon, depending on what the parade and family visiting situation is. When I get back on tomorrow, we will reevaluate what to do here and in what order. In the meantime, thank you all for tuning in. I hope you all can get some good rest tonight. And I hope to see you tomorrow. Take care, everyone.